Today we have a 2000 Camry with a V6 3.0. The check engine light came on, and when we pulled the code on it, it was a PO 136, which is bank 1 sensor 2. The car's still running fine, but we're going to replace it. So we're going to show you where that's located and how to do it. So it's the back side of the motor, and you follow it down, and you come right through here, keep looking, and it goes right to the oxygen sensor. So that's the one after the catalytic converter. So that's on one we have to replace. Now you're going to want an oxygen sensor that's a direct fit. You can use oxygen tools like this right here and put it on there, or I'm just going to use a 22 wrench, which happens to fit it, and break it loose and take it out. Now this car is a 2000, and sometimes you have to put heat right around here. Make sure you don't strip this out. This one's coming out pretty easy. I put a little lube on it. So that's broke loose. Okay, that's good. Now you're going to want a direct fit. If you don't get a direct fit, that means you have to cut the wires, solder together, all that kind of stuff. You want something that's a direct fit that just bolts right in there. So this, just push that together. Get that out of there. Sometimes you got to just put a panel pop behind it like that, get that out. And now we got to go up in here. Okay, pull this one out, hopefully. Okay, now you want to just pull this out. You might have to put a screwdriver up there and push up on the carpet and that to get it out of there, because this one was a little stuck. So you want to just pull this out. Install the new one. So for whatever reason, that oxygen sensor, you cannot pull it through that hole down there. The plug-in that's in the car is actually too big to pull it through. So what you have to do is remove the front seat, driver's side seat. There's a 14 here, a 14 over there, and then you have to put the seat all the way forward to access the two in the back. We'll show you where those are at. Move the seat all the way forward. Once you get these two out. Okay, with the seat all the way forward, there's a 14 right here and a 14 that goes right in the side here, which is this right here. So once we undo these right here, now we can pick up the seat and just move it backwards. So we can hopefully get at that plug. Okay, for reference, that's the front hole. That's the front other one. I just picked up the seat, moved it to the back. And then I pulled this up right here, and you can see the plug-in. This is actually too big to go through there. So I'm going to unplug this and then pull it through down below and install the oxygen sensor, and then feed the wire up through, and then plug it in here again. This is the tab right here that I'm going to have to push down to unplug it. Right there. You can see it. We're back underneath the car, and now with that unplugged up above, it just pulls right through. We just come over here and unscrew this. Hopefully it's loose enough, but apparently it's not, so I gotta get my 22 and finish that off. Okay, with that unplugged, you just spin this out, and now we're gonna put the new one in. So we're comparing the old one to the new one. It's a Denso. They give you something for the threads, like an anti-seize. You want to compare these to make sure the plugins are exactly the same, which they are. So what we're going to do now is put that on, and then we're going to go screw that in and then feed the wire up through to the other one and plug it in. Okay, with the copper anti-seize on, we're going to thread it in there and tighten it up with our 22. And you don't want to feed that through yet, because you can see how the wire twists like that. So now I'm going to have to use two hands, of course. So we tighten this up with a 22. And now what we're going to do is we're going to feed this up through this hole. Or let's see, right there. Feed it up through the hole. And then make sure that this rubber goes in there to keep the moisture and stuff out. There, put that rubber like that. Just kind of bend it around. Okay, it's a lot easier to install with two hands, of course. So now I'm going to show you what I did. I fed it through there, pulled this out. You got to make sure that this seals properly like that right there, so no moisture gets inside your car. The clip that they used here was no good. It's a 2000, of course. So we'll replace that with a zip tie. Just pull it tight. And you want to make sure that your wires are nice and neat, nicely tucked through here where it doesn't hit anything hot. So the zip tie is tight, that's in, the seal's good. So what we're gonna do is clip this off, Then I'm gonna go into the interior of the car, put the seat back in, and we should be done. Okay, once we're back inside the car here, what we're gonna do is plug these together and then tuck them neatly out of the way underneath these vents that come underneath the seat. And then we're gonna put this carpet underneath these plastic pieces like it was, this on top, these underneath, and then reinstall the seat. I plugged those together. Now what we're gonna do is actually just tuck this out of the way. Like that, so it's up against the center console. Put this underneath, that's how it was. This sits on top just like that. And they're gonna put, this sits on top, you couldn't see it. That sits on top like that. This carpet goes underneath it. And then we're gonna move the seat back into position. You have to use two hands, of course, to move it around, but I got the seat in position. These are the front ones. I'm gonna start these two, just finger tight. And I'm gonna use the power seat, push it all the way forward and start the back two before I tighten anything down. Now, you can see this is still loose. So I put the one here on the side, and then you back it up. And this one's right here. And what we're gonna do is just tighten those up, go to the front, tighten those up, and finish it off. Okay, I double check both of these, they're nice and tight. And then last thing we do is put this plastic piece in place and just clip it down like that. Okay, now with the back ones tightened, put it all the way back. And now we can get at the front bolts there. And we're going to tighten those up. Okay, with that seat all the way back, you can see those front bolts. Now we're just going to tighten those up. So you double check all four of those, and once those are tight, that's what it takes to fix a PO 136 Bank 1 Sensor 2 on a 2000 Toyota Camry with a 3.0 motor.